Hey guys, welcome back to Comedy Trap House News. It's your boy Marvin Telp, and we're going to start this week with the Dallas Cowboys losing. Surprise. Speaking of laying eggs, egg prices are out of fucking... I'm working on not cursing. Speaking of egg prices are out of control. Have you seen the price of a dozen eggs lately? Listen, I have 3 hard-boiled eggs every morning. I now have to cut them, mix them with baking soda, smoke. Sorry, wrong recipe. But egg prices are out of control. So much so that as of right now, there has been a smuggling problem at the US-Mexico border. Don't choke your chickens yet. If I was Mexico's president or anything, fuck the United States. I'm not sending shit. These eggs here are Mexican citizens. Like, we have made this border thing so contentious between our southern brothers, amigos, primos, I don't know, my compadres. You know, somebody will text it in the
homies.
Essays. We've made it so contentious here in the United States of America. I wouldn't send our funky asses shit. So we're smuggling eggs. You're not allowed to smuggle people, but you can smuggle your eggs. I would tell you this: if I was the Mexican government, I would stand on the other side of the border wall and literally throw eggs over the wall. Catch them if you can. Speaking of catching them if you can, we have a 25-year-old guy who's just made the news because he got caught playing high school basketball. What, you might say? No, he didn't drop out and get his GED. He just woke up one morning and decided, I want to run this shit back. Full court with coaches. And so this man in Texas, his name, I want to read you his entire name. This is important to the story. His name is Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley. That is it. Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley decided to go back to high school under his same name, but to a different school and play ball. And here's the problem. Apparently, he was amazing. Why? Because he was 25. But apparently, he was amazing, averaging 20 points a game. And one of the coaches was like, what's his name? Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley. Why does that name sound familiar? Because his name is Sidney Gilstrap Portley. Listen, dude, you can't have an exclusive elite ass name like that. I like the name personally. I'm not hating on it, but it can't be like that. And you think you just gonna come back and average 20 points a game, and I think a coach is not gonna recognize you? Come on, dog. We gotta be better than that. Since shit is wilding out on the court, we're gonna head down to the Lakers game with I Got a Lot to Say on the court.
Marvin! Okay, first off, I got a lot to say. I'm about to say something right now. Okay, Shannon Sharpe out here about fighting everybody. All right, he trying to fight the whole team. Coaches, daddy, mamas, turtles, chickens, ducks, everybody. I don't know what's going on, okay? And all I'm saying is, what type of shea butter does he got on? Because I got a lot to say. Back to you.
Somebody get Shannon Sharpe, okay? Listen, I know Skip has been on his neck, but we need to, don't let Unc have his little drink, his club shade drink before he hits the game. That's all I'm saying. Love you, Unc, but no. We've had 2 more tragic mass shootings in California in the last week. I'm not going to get into my bag. You know how I feel about guns and gun laws and licensing and all of that. This is more about just the tragic loss of life. And it was done to Asian communities. So there's a big outpouring of, you know, stop Asian hate. And I'm all for it. But the shooters were Asian. And so white men, you are allowed to breathe a collective sigh of relief. Because I thought it was one of you. Like when the mom has a kid in a car in the back seat and then like, oh, she got arrested for taking her kid to work. We go, God damn it, it was one of us. This, oh, I thought it was a Bobby, a Ricky, a Billy, about 3 Wills. I really did think it was a white dude, I'm not gonna lie. And for that, I apologize. Wrong, I don't, because it wasn't you this time. Speaking of white people going out of their mind, Governor DeSantis, here's the thing. when it comes to politics, and I say this all the time, I don't think I'm a Democrat. I don't think I'm a Republican. I really am a moderate dude. I think all of our problems are somewhere solution oriented in the middle. I really do believe that. The reason why I can't vote for Republicans is because they just have no human awareness, sympathy, empathy, just basic anything. So Governor DeSantis has now decided that AP African American Studies will no longer be allowed in schools in Florida. Why? Because back in April of last year, this working on the new YouTube community rules, this guy decided to they actually passed a law in the state of Florida, and it's called I want to make sure the name is right. It is law HB 7, and it's called individual freedom. That's the law. But with the law, and this 30-page law, what it basically says is nobody is allowed to say that someone is privileged or oppressed based on their races. So instead of saying systematic racism, it is actually illegal to use that in any government organization within the state. It is whiteness doubling down on its whiteness. Like, listen, AP African American Studies is just that. The studies of what you don't want to teach, but instead, as a quote from DeSantis, Black history is cut and dry. Is it? Is it cut and dry? You might as well just say Black history is black and white, and we don't want to teach the black part. That's what you should say. And the Republican Party as a whole has been out of their minds, right? But they're out of their minds on just not focusing on the real problems in the world. And so, since we're dealing with the Republican Party, let's deal with George Los Santos. George Santos is a liar. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean a pathological liar. I mean, this man has been caught lying on everything. He doesn't even spell his name right when he gets coffee at Starbucks. He spells it George with a J. Like, all right, so let's talk about who is George Santos. He is a Republican lawmaker whose resume is amazing, right? Because according to him, he is the son of Brazilian migrants who came here, who made it successful. His mom worked at Goldman. He worked at Sachs. Goldman Sachs. It was he sold a tail. He played college ball at Baruch College. Like this, it's like, damn, who is this dude? And so they went to check his resume. Oh, I didn't even say his mom was also Jewish. You got to put that in there too. So we find out his mom is not Jewish. We find out his mom and his dad never worked as CEOs for any major company. He didn't even play ball for Baruch College. At first you was thinking, I said ball, you was thinking basketball. It was volleyball. And it wasn't even, here's the thing, he couldn't have played volleyball because he didn't even go to Baruch College. This man, he's an elected official. He lied about everything. You want to talk about lying on your resume? Listen, sky's the limit, people. Just get in office, apologize later. It's easier to just say my bad than to worry about actually being qualified for anything. But some of the biggest things that have come out is he said his mom was in the towers during 9/11. Tragic. Pulled the heartstrings of America. And that she died a year later from complications of 9/11, when the truth is they sent her Brazilian tail back to Brazil in 1999. 2001. She wasn't even here. She was in Brazil. I don't know if she was chilling on the beach or if she was down, downtown district with joints. I don't know. She wasn't here. And now the biggest thing that has just dropped is George Santos was also a drag queen in Brazil. Not a very good looking drag queen, but he was a drag queen in Brazil. And they said, Jorge, mi amigo, you were a drag queen? He was like, no, never. No, never? And then, of course, reporters in Brazil dropped the photo. They dropped that photo of him and he was like, not me. He pulled a full Shaggy. It wasn't me. We caught you red-handed with this red dress on. It wasn't me. Picture this, you was dancing on the balcony. I don't know what else, but you know where I'm at. It wasn't me. So then the reporter said, oh, it wasn't? Then they dropped a video of George Santos.
Neste vídeo inédito, ele aparece com o mesmo vestido vermelho que...
Getting his or her, I think in drag it's a her, and someone clarified in the comments, please. But they have video, and so George was like, oh, I remember, that was me. Santos then said, yeah, it was me, but I wasn't a drag queen. It was just a crazy festival. Someone please explain to me how we got you dressed up in multiple dresses on multiple occasions at one festival. Did you go home and change? Did the pump start hurting and you decided to put on the Jimmy Choos? Did the Jimmy Choos start hurting and you went and got the Stacey Adams because your feet is big? And what is it? But here's, again, back to the problem with the Republican Party. He has their full support. Full support. Yeah, he lied a little bit, but it's cool. Why? Because it's not about actually having any integrity. It's not about human empathy. It's not about sympathy. It's about power. Plain and simple. It's about power. You put up Not Another Kid Walker. You had Donald Cheeto Trump. And now you have lying ass George Los Santos. We don't know who he is. I don't even know if his name is really George or Jorge or whatever, because the lady in Brazil was like, I met him, his name was Anthony. And Anthony lied about everything. So this is our problem here, is we are no longer vetting anyone anywhere. It's get them in. If they're good, we don't say anything. And if it's wrong, it's not a problem. Look at your boy Bouvier Gilstrap. He dropped 20 points a game and the coach was like, nah, he's good. Let him play. Let's ride out. Elected official. He's a liar. He's a prevaricator. He's a pathological liar. Let's ride out. And until we get some integrity amongst what we're doing as people, we're going to keep doing the same shit. Because you know what they say the definition of crazy is? Doing the same shit and expecting something different. Yeah. So come back next week where I'll be doing the same shit. But you'll get some different news. And that's our time here at Comedy Trap House News. Bye. Also, please drop a comment and let us know what you thought about our new sports correspondent. We are in the midst of interviewing, so you will be seeing multiple correspondents coming in the future. Also, send in your application tapes. If you are funny, we might have some space for you here. And the trap. Maybe. Keep your shirt on. That's my bit. See you when I see you. Peace.